Good morning or good afternoon, wherever in the world you're joining us from. We are still here at BizBash or Connect Marketplace in Detroit. I'm super excited about our next conversation with a fantastic lady called Melva LaJoy Legrand. I love the name, by the way.
Thank you. I do too.
So, Melva, you are the owner and lead event designer at LaJoy Plans.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
amazing. But you told me just before we started here that you actually, the events planning is your second career.
It is my second career.
What happened?
Well, I started working when I was 10. No, but seriously, my first career was in education.
Yeah.
And soon in that career, I realized that wasn't my passion.
Yeah.
And so I got connected with a woman who used to work for what was then called Radio 1.
Okay, amazing.
And started out at the lowest level. I would say I was her assistant behind the scenes in production, stage management. And that was the beginning of my love affair with events.
And now, that you notice that that's your passion.
It's my passion. It's my gift. It's what I'm meant to do on this earth. I know that.
Yeah. And so you've obviously started LaJoy Plans.
Yeah.
What made you start your own business?
So I think a couple of things. So when I didn't have the business, I was working with nonprofit organizations, which is our focus at LaJoy,
Okay.
who wanted that experience that they would see with the corporations, but they didn't have corporate dollars.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And I said to myself, is there a world where I could pair my first career, education, so understanding content, agenda design, pair that with my logistics mind, and offer that to mission-focused organizations? I did it because I saw a gap.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely. And you have now over 20 years experience. I know.
I started when I was 10.
Yeah.
Is that on record?
Yeah. I say the same. I'm close to 20 years and I'm like, oh my God, has it really
What happened?
I know. Where did the time go? But so and you say you started up from the bottom, which we said both of us, it's probably the best way to do it. If someone has joined us now and they want to get into the events industry or they're just starting off, what advice would you give them?
I would say a couple of things. Number one, I would say find a mentor. Find a mentor. And here's the thing, people are busy, so it may take you a minute, but find someone that you can really learn from. And while you're waiting, observe other people and learn what to do and what not to do.
Yeah.
Number two, you've got to network. I did not do that starting out. I was kind of behind the scenes. I would meet all of these fabulous people, but you have to network in a way that is relationship oriented and not transaction. Like I say to you, hey girl, you say, hey, what can you do for me? No, get to know people. Yeah. And number three, whatever the job, like if you want to be a planner or if you want to be a stage manager or whatever the case may be, do the job that you don't want to do.
Yeah.
So that you know all of the jobs.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's going to make you more understandable and more kind in terms of the full event cycle, which I think is super important to be really successful.
It's critical. Yeah. People have got to be, all of us, mature professionals, new professionals. Kindness should be our currency. Period, full stop. And sometimes I fall short, but I really think it's important when you start from the bottom, when you do things you don't want to do, to put yourself in other people's shoes. We're all doing our best.
You know what? All of us are always going to fall short at some point, right? As long as you recognize it and, can recognize, oh, that wasn't my finest moment. I think that's okay, right? We need to live and we need to learn.
Yes. Yes.
We can't all have good days every day, right?
No. Sometimes it gets messy, but what I have found is my mess had a purpose, right? So every time you make a mistake, don't stay in the mistake. Like own it, learn from it, and evolve.
I love that. I love that saying. That sounds great. And now we're going to brag a little bit about you.
Oh, good.
Yeah, exactly. It's your moment to shine here. You've been recognized in the 2022 BizBash as an industry innovator.
Yes.
Congratulations, first
of
all.
Thank you.
What does that mean to you and how did that come about? Like, what is it? What do you think?
First, I think I am so grateful that to be seen in this way. So it says a couple of things to me. I really try to approach event design and events management with an eye for the different, with an eye for that next level of creativity and service of my clients. And so I think innovation for me happens by going to museums, reading different cultures. I speak a different language. And so that's what innovation is. Are you thinking beyond? Are you pushing the limit for your clients? And to be seen by BizBash as a business owner, as a Black person, as a female person, I'm just so grateful.
Oh, that's incredible. I'm a massive congratulations again.
Thank you.
Something to be very proud of.
Thank you.
And it's nice when someone talks about it as well, right? You know, I just had a meeting, and I do some volunteer work for the International Live Events Association.
Okay.
And I won Volunteer of the Year just recently. And someone had recognized it. She remembered it. And I was like, oh my God, that's so nice. It just makes that connection, right?
Yeah.
But you also mentioned that last in Puerto Rico at BizBash, you talked about diversity.
Yes.
And I'm assuming throughout your career, the diversity in our industry has come a long way. But we're still not there, I'm assuming.
Yes.
What is sort of the key factors you've seen changed over the years? And what else do you think we need to do?
So a couple of things. When I started in the industry, I didn't see a lot of people who looked like me, my racial and my gender identity, in leadership positions. Now that has definitely changed, right? But I also didn't see a lot of environments where people felt comfortable saying, hey, that wasn't quite right. And the story I told during my BizBash conversation was this. Years ago, I'm talking years ago, I was working at a conference in registration, and a board member came up to me and he said, oh my God, you're such a delightful colored. And he went on and on and on about how delightful and articulate. And in that moment, I froze. And another board member who didn't have my racial identity advocated for me. So to your second point, what do we need to be doing? We need more of that. Now, if that were to happen today, I assure you I'd have something to say.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But we need to be courageous. We need to be willing to call out when we see something, to say it in a way that's affirming, not blaming, but we need to do more of that. And we need to paint our industry with the beautiful tapestry it is, be it gender, race, sexual orientation. I want to see everybody in leadership positions.
Yeah. And you know what? You couldn't be more right. I think there is, you know, there's a lot of it. I've heard people who sort of encouraging like these trade shows they need to have diverse panels. If they cannot get diverse panels, they shouldn't be doing it. There shouldn't be the case of just one gender, one skin color, one, you know, all of that. That shouldn't happen anymore.
Ever.
That's not okay.
Ever. Because there's so much talent. And
100%.
age.
Yeah,
there should be mature people. There should be young people. Because we're too deep as an industry. Period.
In the UK, where I'm obviously based, there is a program called Fast Forward 15. And it's all about mentoring women so they can achieve their goals, hopefully to become senior leaders. Because, as you said, in our industry, there's a lot of women, but not a lot in senior leadership positions, unfortunately.
I love that.
And you are obviously a part of a panel session tomorrow.
We are.
As well.
I'm excited.
That's very good because you're talking about women in leadership positions, right? Yeah. So, and you know, what is it? You mentioned that you work obviously with NGOs mainly throughout LaJoy Plans. What is it? What else sets you apart in the marketplace? What is it that you focus on?
So I think there's a couple of things outside of our mission-focused work, and I don't know that a lot of people know this, but in COVID, we expanded to write and produce commercials.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes. So we've done that for different facets of the DC Health Department. And so you can imagine, you can approach our agency, we can run your conference, we can run your gala, but we can study your organization, write in your voice, and creatively direct a commercial. I don't know a lot of companies that can do that.
No, that would be two separate companies normally, right?
Yeah.
But that's good because you get to know them as an organization, and content, as you mentioned, is super important.
It's king, or I would say it's queen.
Yeah. Queen? I like that. And maybe the data is the king and they work together, content and data maybe, you know?
We'll say that.
We'll say that. Maybe it's the other way around. What do you think people need to bear in mind moving forward from here? Because as we know, the industry has changed a lot over the last couple of years. People are dying to come back to in-person events right now, but obviously you need to have a bit of a hybrid strategy.
Yeah.
I personally believe. What do you think is the sort of next steps?
I think there's a couple of things. Number one, in the spirit of being innovative, for any event planner, any event designer, you need to be leading with experience first.
Okay.
Nowadays, people are not just going to come to the annual conference because it happens every year.
No.
They need something more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Number two, in the hybrid space, and this is coming from writing commercials and producing in that way, you need to invest. I hate to tell people this, but it is more expensive.
Yeah.
But there is a return on your investment, and you need to encourage your organization, yourself. You have to invest. And if you can't invest, I would say wait before you do something in a half-hearted manner. And then the third thing I would say, and then I'm going to stop talking, is you have to meet people where they are as it relates to wellness. Yeah. So what I am finding is that some people, and we see it here, want to still wear a mask.
Yeah.
Some people are not okay with hugs. Meet people where they are and design your in-person events with that provision in mind.
Yeah, I would agree. And I haven't seen it here actually, but I've seen it at other events. They give people badges.
Yes.
So they can be in different colors to see what you're more comfortable with. Mm-hmm. But you're absolutely right. I've seen, there's been some people here that still wear masks.
Yep.
I then let them, if they want to shake my hand or do something, that's up to them. Because obviously they're being more cautious that maybe I am comfortable with, So, I think that's very important because we are still in a pandemic. Cases are going up, they're going down. In APAC, there's still some countries that's closed off, can't host events,
This is our now. And so I guess if there was a headline, be in the now. A lot of people want to go back, want to imagine a different reality, and that's okay, but we're in this now. Yeah. And in this now, there's a pandemic. And in this now, there's teleworking. And in this now, people can choose whether or not to attend your event. In this now, there's supply chain issues.
Yeah.
But also in this now, here's the good thing. You can be more creative. You can be more innovative. And in this now, I think our industry is going to expand in ways that I can't even predict.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And we got to stay agile. That's what I keep on saying, because everything is changing so quickly right now. Last question for you.
Yeah.
Virtual events, do they still exist?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. And for there's obviously a purpose for it, but in what way? Like, do you see it from your client perspective?
So I think virtual events, for my clients, why they're still doing them is because what they found in COVID. I'll give an example of one of our clients. Their in-person event had 200 people. In 2020, they did a virtual event. It had 10,000 people.
Wow.
In 2021, due to attrition, it had 5,000 people. So why does it still exist? It's because for some organizations, the reach. Yeah. The reach. You can't beat that reach. And also for some of our organizations, the fundraising potential. Yeah. I can touch your heart when I have well-produced something in a high quality, and you might want to donate.
Yeah.
Now, do I think it cannibalizes in person? No, because people
still need people.
Yeah. But yes, virtual events are, 20, 30 years old. They're here to stay. And that is a part of our now. Yeah. And that's not a bad thing.
No, it's not. I totally agree. As you said, people are being more selective of the events they attend in person. We still need this human connection.
Need this.
We absolutely do. But there also is elements where you do need to reach a wider audience because not everyone is going to travel across the world to attend something. But they want to be there virtually.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much. This has been an amazing conversation. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. And
You're
I think
lovely.
our audience online has as well.
Thank you. You are lovely.
Oh, no, so are you.
Oh, thank you. It's like a love fest. See, we need each other.
Absolutely. We'll hug at the end of this. but we'll definitely connect. Thank you so much, Melva. Thank you all of those of you who's joined us online as well. Hope you enjoyed the conversation equally as much as we did. And we will be back very shortly with another conversation. Tune in soon. Thank you.